Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to use component attributes and props in index.blade.php files in Laravel PHP applications. So basically, attributes or props, if I want to send it from one component to another component, I can use that in Blade with slots. So yeah, that's what we will be looking into. So I have created a basic Laravel application and I have just ran it. So this is the default index page. Now if you want to change the look and feel of that index page, what you can do is basically you will have to go to this resources, views, welcome.blade.php, and you can change this if you want to. Just to quickly show it to you, you can just change. I'll just remove this body and I can just add an h1 tag, suppose hello world, and if I refresh this, here you can see we are able to see hello world. I'll just move this a little bit just so that you guys can see my entire screen. Sometimes my video editor, like not video editor but the recording software which I am using, crops it out, that's why. Next, we'll see how to we'll create a separate screen and we'll see how to send attributes, props with components, as well as in Blade PHP files with Laravel. So first what we will do is we'll create a folder inside resources, views, maybe something like Pokemons. You can name it whatever you feel like. Okay, and inside Pokemons I can just name it index.blade.php. Okay, then the next thing which we need to do is we need to go to resources, routes, and here we will have to go to web.php, and here we can just do yeah, something like my AI is trying to help me over here, but instead of about I will have to write Pokemons, right? Because that's the route which I want. And here what I want to render the index page of our Pokemon folder which we have created. So to do that, you can just do Pokemons, whatever is your folder name, and this index page. Then you can pass whatever data you feel like. So suppose I want to pass, I'll just create one array just to show it to you. So dollar Pokemons, and instead of this I'll just remove this. I'll just create one more array. I can give it okay, name and type looks fine to me, so I can just do something like this. Yeah, the indentation is little bit off, so yeah, you can improve that if you want. So here inside over here I can just do something like this. uh, yeah, like this. Thank you AI again. So we are basically sending all the Pokemon array uh, to our index.blade.php of Pokemons, right? Now we can just render it inside our index.blade.php like this. Like, I'm not using the HTML tag for now. If you want, you can use it, because I'll just show you how to create the slots for like a separate component for HTML. So yeah, that's why. So I can just do a for each. Now this is not helping me out. Okay, so finally, and I can just, so at the rate for each Pokemons as Pokemon. Okay, and here you don't need to give it a class name. If you have some styles, then you can do it. Then here I have just taken an h1 h2 tag for Pokemon name. Yeah, I have a Pokemon name and I have Pokemon type as well. I don't have a level, so I just remove this. So yeah, this is what it is. uh, One mistake which I did was this will not work, so you will have to change it like this. Okay, and this type also you will have to change it like this. Now save it, and then you can just go to whatever is your local URL, like port 8000/Pokemons, and you should see something like this. So we are able to see this. Then for the HTML, like the default HTML syntax which we have, for that we can create a separate component. So inside so we can just create, inside views we can create one folder called components, and here we can just create layout.blade.php. So I will just create this particular file, layout.blade.php. and here you can just use that HTML5 syntax, so something like this. Now if you want to give some like if you have some reusable thing like a nav bar which will be visible in all places, you can add that particular thing. So suppose something I have like this header, then h1 Pokemon, and I'll just close this header. Now after this I want all the whatever is the main component to get rendered, so I can use something like this main slot. Now this won't take effect automatically, so we'll have so the name of the file is layout, right? So we'll have to go to index.blade.php, and here I will have to wrap it with layout, so x dash layout. Okay, and here I'll just close that as well. So yeah, now if I again come over here and refresh, here you can see I'm able to see the h1 header which was added inside our component file. So that is done. Next, how to send the data back, right? So suppose I want to send some kind of a data back. Suppose I have this I'll make create one more component. So inside components I'll create suppose card dot blade dot php. Then here uh, like from this index.blade.php I want to send some props to this card.blade.php. Okay, so I can just use something like this props, and I can just add highlight. So this is the prop name for example, and I'll keep it as false by default in case there is no value. And here I can just add a div of at the rate class, and here this now depends on you how you want it. So suppose I want I will keep an array, and here I'll just add this highlight. Okay, and once that is whatever is true, you that particular class will get applied automatically. Suppose if you have more classes, suppose you do suppose class, and then here you have another class of card, you don't have to do something like this. You can just use at the rate class which we have created over here, and just after dollar highlight we can just add a comma, and you can add your card class as well if you want. And here is our slot, so whatever is our data that would get inserted over here. And if you want, you can add an anchor tag as well, like whatever HTML tag you feel like. So suppose if I want to so now there are two ways to add the anchor tag. So suppose I can add a href. I'll show you both the ways, like this is not only applicable to anchor tags, you can use whatever you feel like is correct for you. I'll just add two brackets, and here I can just add a dollar attributes. Okay, and suppose I'm passing some href from our component, so I can just do something like this href. Okay, over here, and here this I have closed. I think this I have not closed. Okay, so I have closed this, and here I can just add a class, another class of button, and view more, something like this, if I am passing an href as well as a property from our component. Now this is one of the way, but you know that an anchor tag will always have an href, right? So you can just, if you want, you can just comment this out, and instead of this you can use something like this a and just use this two curly braces, dollar attributes, and then here you can just add your class and view more, something like this. So hopefully you got the point. So we are sending two things. One is this highlight prop, and second one is this href attribute. So if it the href attribute already matches with the one which is present for an anchor tag, you can directly use it like this, or if you want you can use it like this. Suppose you are not passing href tag directly, you are passing href1, then to assign href1 to href you can use it like this. So that's why I have shown both the ways. feel free to use whatever makes sense in your case. Now we'll go to our index.blade.php, and here we are just doing a for each, right? Now what we can do is we can just uh, use an x card, uh, suppose x card, and I'll just close this as well, x card. All right, then we need to pass the href as well as the highlight, right? So for href, you can pass if there is some data inside your uh, what you inside this particular Pokemon array. If you want, you can pass it like this. So suppose I can pass it like this. I don't have an id, will add the id. And for highlight, here you can see it has given me. So if it is loop even, then make this highlight as true, otherwise make it as false. But yeah, if you want, you can just pass this as true as well. I'll just, for simplicity, I'll keep this as true. So hopefully this makes sense. Now we need to add this particular id as well, so to our array. So I can just go to web.php, and here I can just add id 1, id 2, and id 3. I'll save this. Again, sorry about the bad indentation. I think so this should work. Let's see. I'll just refresh this, and here you can see we are able to see the view more. And if I click on it, now we don't have this page, but if you notice, it redirects to the proper page, Pokemon/1. And if I click on view more, here you can see it's redirects to Pokemon/2. So hopefully you got the point. Like, I know this might be a little bit tricky, given that there are components within components within components. Like, even I try to avoid this. Even this doesn't fit with my mental model. I come mostly from React.js, but hopefully this makes a little bit of sense on how to pass some attributes or some props inside Blade for PHP Laravel. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.